just now. Still, so many powerful picks left up. Like you said, jungle specifically, that Sejuani, that Maokai, and the Maokai is the first pick here for 100.
They don't want to let Spica have the Maokai again. Big part of the early start for FlyQuest. People kept leaving it up against him. He did so well controlling, complete vision for his team and setting up all the lanes for success. FlyQuest, of course, at the top of the standings. There's to defend. Let's see about, are they going to grab any bottom lane stuff early here? Varus is probably the primary one that is up right now. Super highly prized, very strong laning phase, very strong pushing power. There it is. That's the shout out that we want. All right. Sejuani flexible, though. Could be in Spica's hands. Could be switched to Impact.
Most of the time, we see it in jungle role these days.
Definitely true.
All right, FlyQuest.
And now, most definitely going to be in jungle hands. Sejuani pairs really nicely with Ksante. Ksante has a very strong lane phase here for himself and has lots of CC to set up for Sejuani. Makes it super easy to follow up with the extra Sejuani passive stun. So pretty potent double tank 2v2 actually.
And speaking of 2v2s, I talked about how the two marksmen that are always picked in pairs with their supports, Lucian Nami and Zeri Lulu, are banned out. So 100 Thieves go back to the classic marksman and support duo that were literally released to be played together, Xayah and Rakan for DoubleLift and Busio.
And just Xayah specifically, the value has really risen on this champion, especially the quick blades build is so potent. The ability damage on the blade caller is already really high with this champ. If you go Navori with it, it's got a nice early spike now as well, being able to get those really quickly. And it's just the pick versus hard engage. Since you're facing a Ksante and a Sejuani, definitely want some defensive tools there with the ultimate. So love that for DoubleLift. Is going to be the target, now has an extra defensive tool. Sylas is the late pickup there for FlyQuest. For Vicla, did have his, I would say, best game on Sylas overall so far in the LCS, so like the pickup there. And then, since you're picking it at the end of your phase 1 picks, you get to double protection ban it. Cassiopeia is one of the notorious difficult counters there into Sylas.
Well, Sylas also already has a couple of really good ultimates to steal there with the Maokai and the Rakan. One thing to look at is 100 Thieves banning out Karma. This is one of those supports that can give a lot of extra pushing power to a lane to shove in the Xayah Rakan early. Lulu also going to be banned away as one of those protection picks. Still got my eyes on Varus being left up, being one of the potential options here for Prince. But FlyQuest still have to pick both AD carry and support, while 100 Thieves still need to see both of their solo laners. Which one does FlyQuest want to go for first here? They don't have to worry about 100 Thieves really stealing away any of the picks since all 4 of the remaining picks are desynced. Kaisa for Prince.
Oh, we're going to go even more into the dive theme? When you're already looking at the Xayah, the counter dive AD carry, FlyQuest say, we don't care. We're going to fully embrace that old Kaisa Xayah meta that we had several years ago at Worlds. Prince on Kaisa with 3 diving champions plus presumably diving champion like Nautilus or something to be paired with the Kaisa.
Yeah.
And we are going to have some fireworks here.
All right, Fiora's locked in for Tenacity. That'll be the matchup into Ksante. This is one of the champions up there with Gwen, usually under Gwen in terms of what players value to counter Ksante with. So that's going to be the skill matchup there in the top lane. Bjergsen thinking about a Taliyah pick here.
I think that would be one of the best here. Not only is Bjergsen a very good Taliyah, we saw it already yesterday, but when you're facing a super heavy dive team like this, like FlyQuest was showing very early on, 100 Thieves have made the call. We want to play the map, get Fiora for some split pushing, get the Taliyah for some cross-map plays here.
Yeah.
And it's always super nice when you get to start it out behind that Maokai with all the saplings later on into the game. Assuming that we'll be locked in as we were talking about.
Yeah.
The classic combination here, and they pull it all together. Heavy dive FlyQuest.
Whenever I see Kaisa and Nautilus locked in together, like the LPL logo just flashes in my brain because I always recall LPL teams playing this at international events and diving in with it. But yeah, FlyQuest, they just want the dog pile.
Let's go. And they even saw the Kaisa pretty early on. Like, you know what? We're not going to back down from it. We're going to double down on it. They are coming for that back line.
So let me ask you this. Since we're heading into a game where one of these teams remains the only undefeated team in the LCS, what does 100 Thieves need to do? You already mentioned playing the map, but more specifically, what's got to happen with how they play the map to finally put a loss on FlyQuest?
Here, we've got DoubleLift versus Spica, DoubleLift versus Prince, and they're doing the welcome to NA strategy.
Oh, baby.
Pioneered by Core JJ. When you have Nautilus, run straight down mid and see if the opponent runs a little bit too far, right into a hook. Nobody from 100 Thieves steps up far at all, though. They're playing really, really far back defensively in their fan level 1.
And I like this because Nautilus hasn't been in the meta for a while, so it can be one of those things that you forget about, that level 1 sort of shenanigan that he can pull off, but 100 Thieves is ready for it. I ran into Closer backstage today, and I asked him, hey man, you ready for that FlyQuest matchup? He said, oh yeah, after today, they're not undefeated anymore. So Closer was very confident in their ability to take these guys down here. So I'm going to be seeing exactly where he wants to path early on and affect these lanes to get his guys going.
Well, I think kind of pinging off what I said earlier, if Closer can gank for Bjergsen early, that is your way to open up the Taliyah to roam around and control the map. If Maokai plus Taliyah is a potent combination, even though they're both heavily magic damage, if you just W root them in place, it makes it easy for the Taliyah to hit the seismic shove. Tenacity coming in for the top laner, harassment on the top side start. Impact Q3 does hit him though, and he's close enough to Sejuani to be able to stack up passive, but Spica's gonna finish off the red buff before joining.
I like the fact that Tenacity wanted to go for this and harass the Sejuani early at level 1, but I like even more that Impact was ready for it.
Yeah, Impact likes it a lot because he's got a 300 health lead in damage that he was able to deal to the Fiora, so very nice early lead in health for the Ksante. And Impact has been doing really well with this champion, getting a lot of those solo kills at tower. Of course, that's post level 6 when you have the extra knockbacks, and you can have 3 knockbacks into your tower range. Q3.
Nope, just lets it run out. Okay, there we go. There we go. I knew it wasn't over quite yet. He had to slide back in there and get a little bit of something. Spica with the Arctic Assault over the wall. Gonna be hard to find the gank here because of the fact that Arctic Assault is still on cooldown for another 15 seconds.
Nice mirror here from Closer, coming to protect it. They know he's in.
Get a little damage on him, not a whole lot more.
Like I was saying though, the mid lane here, both of these jungles trying to get control really, really early on here. Closer doing a good job keeping track of Spica though with these saplings, harassing him down, not letting the passive re-enable on him.
Okay, now Spica's going to try to steal away this blue. Closer should be able to get in and contest it in time. Yep, there's your sapling over the wall into the brush. Going to see that Spica's still trying to take this. There is smite available for both junglers. Running out of patience, though.
Soft release.
Yep. Winsome going in again. They're doing a great job down here in bottom, finding Busio time after time. Ignite burns them away. And it's first blood to FlyQuest, first blood to Winsome.
Oh my goodness, it's FlyQuest bottom lane which strikes first. So Winsome on the Nautilus, Ignite down, Busio down. And you saw in the picture-in-picture there as well, the jungle skirmish kind of hiding the extra kill that went over, but Spica was able to get some work done here. Now crossing back around behind Vicla, really trying to support this Sylas, another melee champion that works so well, stacking up Sejuani passive. Here's the replay though, because the picture-in-picture did kind of cover up a little bit of the end of it. And it was right out of brush. Winsome just walks out, absorbed here by Busio, but too little, too late.
Hold on now, Tenacity! He gets a solo kill in his lane.
Another game, another solo kill for Tenacity. Yesterday was on Summit when he was going for the Demolish proc greedily, but this one on Impact as well. Tenacity taking down a bunch of these top of the table top laners here for himself. Finally back into the league. People were waiting for so long.
He was trapped in Academy jail.
Exactly, sitting behind Someday on 100 Thieves for an entire year. Didn't get to get any starting time.
Oh boy, Impact. He teleports right back into the lane only to find himself ganked by Closer immediately. Great presence here from Closer, just recognizing they can immediately punish again, and Impact is just in the dirt.
Make it a double for Milan. 2 kills on the Fiora. Clayton, that is the split push threat.
Yes, sir.
That is the key to victory here. 400 Thieves. Let's take another look at how it all started out. Okay, so nice job chasing him down with the forward-facing passive proc on the Vital, and then easily finishes that one off under the turret. He had a good little dodge there on the Q, get nice and close behind Impact on the initial chase down, but then it was just a pretty easy standard rundown. Both of them running the Ghost, but Tenacity saving his one after Impact already used it.
Man, oh man. We got ourselves a nice, spicy early game here, my friend.
Certainly do, and Spica trying to keep it that way. A little bit of a hover behind bottom lane because he's expecting a move here from Closer, which will come. Just a little bit of pass through.
Yep, just walking through. Throws a control ward into the Drake pit. Just to see. The Drake gets mad. Now it's gonna get sad and go right back to sleep.
Yeah, get sad or get sleepy. Or when you get sad, do you just go to sleep?
I guess that's what the
You know what? I've had enough for today.
It's a bad day. I'm gonna sleep this one off. We'll try again tomorrow.
Honestly, I've been there. I feel you, Drake.
Yeah, sorry, Mr. Kim Drake.
It is going to be the push in from bottom lane, affording Spica the ability to start that dragon up, though. And they will put it out of its misery.
All right, he's going to take a long sleep now. Good night, Mr. Drake. That is the first one over to FlyQuest here, nice and early. 6 minutes, 45 seconds. Could set an early pace for a Drake Soul if they're able to keep that up. As Vicla exits to the top side of the river, he has a stolen Maokai ultimate that FlyQuest could try to use to set up a play.
And Spica is doing so well early on in this jungle matchup with the Sejuani. 40 CS to his name. Was able to pick up the dragon off of his bottom lane's success, but also his presence early on around the 2 solo lanes, helping them out a significant amount as well. Only problem here for FlyQuest to deal with is how are they going to deal with a fed Fiora?
Yeah.
Tenacity getting a lot of that money. So even though FlyQuest are keeping the overall team gold close with their kill on bottom lane and their extra jungle farm especially, still is going to be an issue to deal with.
And Tenacity stays aggressive against Impact as well. He recognizes the lead that he has. He wants to keep Impact as far away from the farm, as far away from the wave as he can, and he's just going to get this one pushing towards the FlyQuest turret.
Yeah, it's similar to playing against Yasuo and Yone, that if you can keep him off the minion wave, then he can't charge up his Qs, then you don't have the Q3 threat. But we've seen so many people pushing up to Ksante turrets only to be knocked back into them. And Impact does have the all-out available now, so you always have to watch out. Once the Q3 is charged up, you have a lot of dodging to do.
Back here in mid, Bjergsen versus Vicla has pretty much gone even the entire time. No kill participation for either one, no deaths for either one. Same farm. Closer hanging up towards the top side of the map again as Winsome and Prince go in bottom side. Once again, after Busio, Killer Instinct out of Prince is going to find the kill, but it's Winsome getting the kill credit, unfortunately.
Prince going to get domination of bottom lane regardless of getting the kill credit or not, though. Having a fed Nautilus for FlyQuest and having some roam timers for Winsome could be devastating. Spica goes for the dive, though.
Nicely done. There finds the ulti over the wall and sets up Vicla for a payday.
Spica says hello to his other former teammates.
Yeah, buddy.
Even with all the focus on bottom lane down there towards DoubleLift, Spica going to make his visit towards Bjergsen known. Thank you to his old coach. Little Raptor gank. Easy Q over the wall for Spica. Nails the ultimate. Bjergsen not able to flash it in time with the kind of the surprise appearance behind him.
Yeah, it's, you're Arctic assaulting as you're throwing the thing, so your reaction times have to be death levels to get away from that. And that guy's a world champion.
Definitely true. See about this all out and
now,
power.
Hold on. Impact's decided he wanted to go for that underneath the turret play. Tenacity gets himself away, issues the grand challenge in response. Impact's just going to wait that one out. Spica on top of a ward as he looks for any way to follow this up. Just going to clear out the vision instead, get himself back away.
Looks like we have the full rotation up to the Rift Herald fight here, though, for 100 Thieves. Meanwhile, FlyQuest have left Vicla on bottom side. Does have teleport, but it is pre-unleash status, so it'd have to be to the tower, and I think you just make the call for FlyQuest. Hey, Impact just used all out at turret. Let him recall. Spica's fishing around, though.
Yeah.
Vicla's teleporting. They're actually going to come for
They're
the
ready.
sniper.
Oh, they steal it! Spica goes in and he gets the Herald, but he won't be able to pick up the eye. Tenacity gets a killing spree, and Busio looks for the charm onto the two bottom laners of FlyQuest. Winsome's gonna die now, second. A steal for FlyQuest that's only worth 300 gold, and 100 Thieves gets 2 kills.
I think the timing is a little off there on the communication plane because the teleport from Vicla, if they actually wanted to fight it for the Smite fight there, was really late for him arriving. So Spica, even though he does secure the Rift Herald with the Smite, he's...
Oh, and Impact got it. Never mind, I misspoke. Impact got the eye at the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
But still they're unable to win the fight because look at the timing on the teleport. This Rift Herald is dropping so quickly. Eyeball is open, so they can easily pop the eyeball and then burst it down into Smite range. Spica, Arctic assaults across the stones from Bjergsen. So even with the Taliyah field down and him stunning himself with the Arctic assault, he still goes across the wall, is able to get it, and Impact, while they're getting the distraction kills there, is able to pick up the Rift Herald. I still would say, though, if Vicla's going to teleport, you know, that was way too late if they actually wanted to take the fight. And so FlyQuest go down 2 extra kills, one of them being the Nautilus, who had 2 kills to his name already as well. So pretty up in the air here. Gold remaining fairly stable after that.
Honestly, pretty important that Impact stuck around and saw the opportunity to sneak in there and secure the eyeball to make that an even trade.
And I would say another issue is where the actual gold went, because it was kind of spread there for FlyQuest, but one of the kills also going to Tenacity for 100 Thieves in the chase down just further exacerbates this problem that FlyQuest will have to deal with later of the fed Fiora. But they keep up their dragon stacking here.
Prince getting on the other side. Dragon's going to be secured by Spica. Maokai ulti flies out. Vicla's here on the front. Flashes away. Busio looking for the engage. Winsome with the counter engage and the knock-up now. Busio's low. Prince into the back with a killer instinct as he finds a little bit more damage onto DoubleLift and wants to kite this out, but he's all alone. Closer and Bjergsen keeping Vicla and Spica away from reinforcing their AD carry. It'll be support for support trade, but FlyQuest get the Hex Drake.
This is what people wanted out of this matchup.
This is what I wanted out of this matchup.
We're going back and forth, baby. Each team fight. Prince keeping it pretty even there, going in with the killer instinct to snipe the extra kill with the last little bit of damage. And FlyQuest securing the dragon beforehand keeps them on pace for that dragon soul. Here's another look at Spica with the smite hands to determine the day, basically.
Yeah.
Got the both dragons, got the Rift Herald. Nice burst there. Able to get it. His smite was upgraded to 900 at this point, I believe.
Yeah.
And so he's able to get it as Bjergsen is flying by on the rock wall. Busio had been burning down there with the Ignite. Prince was thinking, yeah, with the Ignite, even with the Honey Fruit right next to him, probably needs one more little bit of extra damage. So Killer Instinct into the back. Make sure they get that kill. Don't want to let the support survive. And they trade Winsome for Busio. Now Busio and Winsome trading vision score right now. The true support battle.
Yes, sir. It's not about their health bars. It's about the health bars of their wards. 200 gold lead, 100 gold lead for FlyQuest. The game remains dead even with 20 seconds left until the turret plates fall. Neutral objectives have only gone the way of FlyQuest so far because of the fact that they stole that Herald and secured both Drakes for themselves. We'll see if 100 Thieves is able to challenge for the remaining Herald or the Drake that spawns here in about 3 minutes. Right now you can see bottom side river control going FlyQuest's way with 3 of their team's control wards being spent around that area. Just being able to cover any sort of entrance to make a move on Prince and allow him to keep farming up. He's got his Kraken Slayer already completed. Because of the fact that he didn't even buy tier 1 boots, you can see a fully completed Berserker's Greed for DoubleLift instead, so he's a little bit behind on first completion. So Prince feels more powerful in the combat right now.
Yep, and holding on to all the extra long swords here for the evolution. Tenacity, though, is the richest one in the game still. Sunder complete, extra cooldown with the boots as well. See if they can do anything off of top priority, though. Doesn't seem like that is going to be the big determining factor. And with Impact getting his teleport first as well, should be able to handle himself at his turret no problem.
Sunder Fiora makes life pretty hard for a tank. Impact is going to get used to being underneath that turret for quite a while, I would think, unless Spica can do something about it. Impact immediately just jumping in.
Want that bounty?
Tenacity here. Q3 is primed and ready. Tenacity tries to get away here. W2 from Spica finds the mark. Repose goes in, but Impact's ready to go all out. Jumping right back in, they take him down.
There's the bounty acquired, and it goes into the hands of Spica. Radiant Virtue had just been completed as well before he came out for this gank. So pretty big power spikes being hit by FlyQuest and taking down the Fed Fiora, grabbing the bounty. Definitely gonna put them right back on track. FlyQuest here, the undefeated team in the LCS. 100 Thieves at this point might be considering giving up Dragon number 3 and then trying to fight the soul fight instead. That does put way more pressure on you though for that big Dragon soul fight, and it doesn't allow you to make any more mistakes in this game in setup. They're turning their sights over here towards Rift Herald number 2 first though, with Closer laying down all the saplings, trying to gain control of the area preemptively. They've got tons of wards all around it as well.
The big thing that I'm seeing, if we're talking about whether or not 100 Thieves wants to fight, is right now, it's not like there's second items coming online for FlyQuest that 100 Thieves don't have. Everybody's sort of hitting that first big item point right about now. Support's still working on it for themselves. Winsome going in a little aggressively there, the flashback out.
Yeah, I was about to say, Clayton, it's going to be determined by what cooldowns are used in the next 30 seconds. Because the Dragon fight coming up means that Winsome will not have the flash or the ultimate. He does have Hex Flash, but 30 seconds away shouldn't be enough time for Nautilus ult to come back up.
And 100 Thieves did get the Herald in the meantime. You can see that in Closer's inventory right now. So they'll have that to be able to use. Even if they don't want to contest this Drake, they could probably just use the Herald, force a turret somewhere else. Impact should be able to grab this first turret of the game down here in bottom lane for himself. Top side, you can see Tenacity still having that wave pushed up, but Vicla's there to answer, so Impact gets first turret for FlyQuest, brings that lead up to about 1,000 gold.
Winsome trying to retain vision control around this Dragon setup. It has arrived. They're buying time here. Still 50% left on the cooldown of his ultimate. And that might be the key. 100 Thieves, they pop the Rift Herald towards mid.
But look where Spica is.
Their mid shove. Spica's behind for the flank, and it's the double teleport.
They're looking for the full pincer assault here. Vicla and Impact both show up with the TPs. DoubleLift goes into the ulti as the feathers fly. FlyQuest goes for the play, but they haven't found any kills just yet. Busio dies first, and Closer dies second. The Thieves are now trying to strike back, but FlyQuest won't fall. Tenacity picks up Impact, but DoubleLift's under pressure, and the pressure is crushing as Tenacity tries to get away. He'll be stunned up by Spica, and FlyQuest are still pushing forward. Bjergsen gets a nice double seismic shove, and Tenacity and Bjerg, the two solo laners, will push the remaining FlyQuest players back.
FlyQuest win the team fight. They have low health bars though, so they're giving up some pressure here. Bjergsen wants to get something out of it. Vicla sticks around to help clear out the wave though, while the rest of the team goes back to replenish in the fountain. Everybody will respawn though, so while that was an exciting fight with 2 extra kills over to FlyQuest, we still have the Dragon to fight for, Clayton. We get back to lives quick, I hope, because they're gonna respawn and get back out to that objective. This is what it looks like though when the all dive team gets a double teleport flank and Spica's behind DoubleLift and Busio. They get those kills really, really quickly, taking out the front line from 100 Thieves. FlyQuest, then they just have to deal with the 2 solo laners. DoubleLift goes down as well from the scramble here, and here's the reset looking at Dragon still.
Spica's the one tanking 2 enemy players for a moment there. You can see Busio and Closer going after him, but fortunately those are both just supports, tanks. It's not going to do a whole lot. Vicla's still hanging out back near the blue buff here, guaranteeing that he has a sort of a sideways entrance into this fight as 100 Thieves take control over the Drake pit. They're going to start the Drake up themselves. Prince is still in mid. He's just taking down the tier 1 turret. If FlyQuest want to contest this Drake and actually have a smite fight, they're going to have to go in soon. They fly out that ultimate from Sejuani, but it won't find the mark. DoubleLift trying to get away. Busio's very low. Drake at about 2,000. Closer's going to be forced out now, but he sticks around to fight, and he'll secure with the smite. But now he'll pay for it with his life as Spica goes on a killing spree, and FlyQuest chase after Bjergsen. He'll try to kite it out, try to stay close to the wall, but it won't work. Vicla goes on a killing spree.
They get the extra kills for FlyQuest. Closer wins one of the smites, secures the Dragon, but at what cost? Tenacity now finds Winsome, and he's going to get some payback.
Winsome sticking around too long by himself. as Tenacity gets shoved into the wall. Riposte back onto Impact, but he's not going to block any hard CC with it. Spica looking to rejoin these boys here in the bottom lane. Tenacity, now they're going to go all out here with Impact, but he's got to back up.
Here comes Prince, the Kaisa flank.
Can he find
There's
the
no
Plasma?
tower.
He hits Plasma onto DoubleLift. Now they're coming in. Busio's going to be the first target here for Prince's auto attacks. DoubleLift lets the feathers fly. Prince is putting the bullets in DoubleLift. He takes him down. Prince. It's 3 kills for FlyQuest.
Oh, Prince arrives and they wipe 100 Thieves remaining champions off the rift. The Kaisa flank, W into the back line, another killer instinct, another assassination. They just look so good here with this full dive comp, keeping up the pressure on 100 Thieves on all sides. They're constantly attacking from a flank angle. Every single fight, at least one extra flank angle.
This FlyQuest team is so fun to watch. They know how they want to go about the fights. You don't see this indecision. You don't see like these sort of split moves as much
Maokai
as
ulti
from other squads. Closer's going in with the ulti. They want to stop FlyQuest from being able to take this Baron, but now they've got to be careful because Vicla's stolen away the quickness. Prince is already unstoppable. It's 2 dead and 1's the jungler. Baron is free.
They're too good, Clayton. They're too good. FlyQuest rule the LCS. This is going to put them over a 6,000 gold lead after they acquire this Baron. 7.2. And they've got a lot of work to do with all these towers as well. There's more where that came from.
FlyQuest are about to balloon that gold lead even further. Only 2 turrets down means so much standing gold still left for them to take. The tier 1 in top lane, tier 2 in all 3 lanes. Let's take another look at how this happened bottom with Winsome initially getting caught.
Yeah, Tenacity gets a good pick onto Winsome. And you see 100 Thieves' idea. You know, they want to chase down as much as they can. They see Prince right now in mid lane. Okay, now your timer has to start though. Prince just left mid lane. He's walking down and he's on Kaisa, one of the AD carries that can join from the longest distance away. He then is able to land the snipe W here. Woo! Right onto him. Killer instincts into the middle, right next to DoubleLift. And even though Kaisa is the anti-dive AD carry, when you're constantly getting attacked from multiple sides here, you know, we keep having these ultis pop off with multiple members of FlyQuest threatening different angles, and they still are able to make the collapse. They still take him down.
Prince and Vicla, man. 8,500 damage between the 2 of them.
It's so cool, too, the stories and the respect here from Prince. We've had multiple interviews. Ashley Kang was talking to him when he first came over to the LCS, and he mentioned how DoubleLift was the AD carry that inspired him to be an AD carry and to be able to play him on the LCS stage here and actually take him down. Or at least making it look like it's a big possibility here for FlyQuest.
And I mean, that Ashley Kang interview that you were talking about, it was Prince saying, it feels kind of weird even talking about like, oh, what if I made him retire? Because this guy's my idol. This is the guy that I looked up to when I first started playing. But now it's Prince just showing off here in this game. 5-0-7 on the Kaisa versus the 0-2-3 of DoubleLift Xayah. As FlyQuest move into enemy territory, they're placing down wards. They're taking over the jungle. They are choking 100 Thieves out of the game and forcing them back to the lines of their own base. Tier 2 turret falls there in the top lane, and they'll rotate their men right over to mid.
Pressure continues on all 3 sides. 1-3-1 split push from FlyQuest, and they've got to collapse. You see Vicla right now.
Well, they go after DoubleLift. He sidesteps the Sejuani ulti, holds his own ult, knowing he can walk out of the way of it. A lot of patience there, so he's able to continue fighting after the fight breaks out. Vicla versus Tenacity. Vicla runs over the wall. He does not win these in the 1v1. He has to flash over the wolf wall to stay alive. Nice job by Tenacity, forcing the FlyQuest mid laner away.
Yeah, the hope for 100 Thieves is one of the young rookie players here. Tenacity's still the richest person on his team. Unfortunately for them, they've been surpassed by multiple FlyQuest members.
It's about a 10,000 gold gap there, so the richest on his team and the richest on the other team, very different. One of these teams is playing with Monopoly money.
Very true. And they're going to be playing with Dragon Soul Point here. So number 3 going to be acquired without a fight from FlyQuest. That is definitely advisable for 100 Thieves. Just try and make the cross-map play. Split push here. Tenacity gets a little bit more gold for himself. Objective Bounty taken over.
And this is why it was so important that Closer won that smite fight at the previous Dragon. It stops this from being a mountain soul for FlyQuest, which feels like it would just be the final nail in the coffin. 100 Thieves still have a little bit of hope right now. It's tiny. It's tiny, but it's there.
You gotta nurture that hope now, Flowers, for all the 100 Thieves.
That hope is going to need a whole lot of help, 100 Thieves fans. They're going to need to pull off some pretty crazy moves here. And if they do it, how is it done? Is it just defend in the base and try to let Tenacity do a split push while you weather the
You're too far.
ult?
In my opinion, in these situations, you're too far behind to do standard defense, and you have to overload one side of the map. You have to go with multiple members where FlyQuest are split pushing. If they go 1-3-1 again, you have to send like 4 members to try and pick off a split pusher.
Okay.
Because it's just full item advantages in a lot of these role matchups here. And even in the case of Prince here, he's got not only a full item over DoubleLift, but also the added stopwatch, so the extra safety there makes it very, very difficult. And this is when you want to watch FlyQuest and how they close games, because they are the best in the LCS right now. When they have this big of a lead, they're not even exposing themselves to too much risk, not even trying to 1-3-1. They just condense onto 2 lanes. I like this much better, even though you can get bigger gains from going all 3. Just go 1-4, bottom lane push up here, and they're playing through jungle with 2 hovering members as well. Spica and Prince not even fully committing, so FlyQuest just play on 2 lanes instead of 3. They don't want to give 100 Thieves the opening, but the 100 Thieves going.
100 Thieves are going in as they try to block for Prince on the FlyQuest side. Busio's here in the front. A lot of damage pours out from 100 Thieves, but it's only into Spica, so there's not any real progress being made. Closer eats a ton out of his health bar as Bjergsen's likely to be killed here first. They want to kill him through the rock field, and they'll get him. Vicla grabs the credit, and 100 Thieves' assault is stopped in its tracks.
Yeah, that's what they have to make those attempts, though, before they're at your gates and FlyQuest are all grouped up, because you have no chance of taking them down straight up 5-on-5. So they try and attack while they're still a little bit split. But as we said, FlyQuest, they're accounting for it, and DoubleLift is the next target.
Vicla goes in after DoubleLift, but now Vicla might just die. Never mind. It's a Xayah ult for a Xayah ult. They'll both walk away from it, but DoubleLift loses both his ulti and his cleanse for that play.
And they're still scavenging here. 100 Thieves, Tenacity split pushes again. Another objective bounty shut down, but they're gonna get attacked.
I don't know if you can scavenge when you're being eaten alive back home. They already lose DoubleLift, and Busio is your next target. Impact leads the way, tanking the turrets, and Prince provides the DPS. Closer will die up here underneath the tier 3 in the top lane, and Bjergsen and Tenacity now have to stand against everybody else. Vicla goes golden to buy himself a little bit of time. Prince finds a Quadra. Is Prince gonna get the Penta? The damage is coming out, but the shutdown is there. Tenacity holds true somehow. He'll grab a double and stop Impact.
Do it,
He'll
do
go
it,
after
do it, do
Spica
it.
now next. Tenacity's got to get everything here and now if he can. He'll continue lunging after Spica.
Ghost,
He's got
baby.
the mana, he's got the ghost, he's got the move speed, and he's got the shutdown. It's only Winsome left, and 100 Thieves hold on.
It's not the hero that 100 Thieves fans expected, but Tenacity is the hero that they're getting this game. Can he keep them alive? FlyQuest here, this is another look at how they attack 100 Thieves during the split push inside their own base. They saw Tenacity going for the bottom tower, so Spica made a really good call there. Sejuani over the side of the wall. They get a bunch of extra kills, but then once they start calling for that Quadra, for that Penta that you're looking at, Flowers, that's when Tenacity is able to nurture that hope for the 100 Thieves fans. Get some extra money on this Fiora, and if they can finish this off, it looks like they can.
Oh, baby, 100 Thieves. From a 10,000 gold deficit to a 5,000 gold deficit, they aren't done yet.
Never give up hope, Flowers. It's always winnable. Always hit no on that surrender vote, baby. 10,000 gold lead, 3 dragons facing you. Don't care. Keep on fighting here. Tenacity, ooh, he's got the Spear of Sojin plus an extra longsword and the stopwatch. Tenacity just got so much money. Spear of Sojin back into the game is an item that gives people the fantasy of the 1v9s because it reduces your cooldown so much.
Yeah.
And with Fiora being able to spam those out is insane. You get extra defense by having more offense because of riposte. Constant cooldowns.
Plus the
Rocked on
lunge.
that.
It's permanent now. As long as you're hitting targets, you just go Q, 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 Q. What's the guy gonna do?
right,
Tenacity, he's got the power now.
He's got some power now, but the rest of the team are the ones under attack.
Okay, the Sejuani ulti finds Busio. Impact's gonna isolate Closer for the rest of the Thieves. He's gonna go down first. Now you got Busio looking to escape as they lock up Bjergsen, they lock up DoubleLift, and they lock down 100 Thieves. FlyQuest may have gave them a little bit of hope, but they'll squash it here. Tenacity goes back to cut the wave and buy as much time as he can. But Vicla's ready to go after him, and now he's gonna have to fight Tenacity 1v1 until health shows up. Tenacity in a 1v4. What can he do? What can he find? Not a damn thing. FlyQuest get the kill.
I was rooting for him there. You're always looking at the underdog possibilities of the YouTube highlight, but no outplay this time around. Vicla had the stopwatch. He had the Zhonya's already upgraded. FlyQuest, what a good call to end that game. They attacked the 100 Thieves while Tenacity is far away, split pushing, and now they're coming for the Nexus turrets again.
Well, we are going to have a couple players up here in a couple of seconds, but I don't think it'll be long enough. Closer's dead immediately. Busio and DoubleLift can try to fight. They got 2 seconds until Bjergsen's back alive. Nexus is already under fire. The Thieves did a pretty good job holding on as long as they could, but FlyQuest are just better.
That was a fun first game of the day, Flowers. FlyQuest really utilizing this dive comp super well, finding the flank angles. They had some outplays for themselves. The bottom lane, Winsome, coming up so big for this team. People thought this was going to be a big issue. FlyQuest don't have their full intended starting roster. It's not an issue at all for FlyQuest. They are undefeated. It has worked out magnificently for them. Winsome and Prince, bottom lane with the Kaisa, Nautilus combination. They get the early kill onto Busio with the ignites. Even with the kills going over to the Nautilus, they still use that to dominate their lane. Good job here from Spica as well on the Sejuani. Yeah, getting the extra CS lead in the jungle while controlling neutral objectives for the